Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go! Friday show, December 6, 2024. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe to Woodward Sports. We are having some fun here.
Did you say December 6th?
December
20
6th.
days?
That is right.
19 days
19.
away.
We are in
my
the
God.
teens. That's right. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Excited to be with you guys, man. Excited for the weekend, but let's get the people what they want. I'm excited to talk about last night. A lot of revelations in that game. So I won't waste time with the open, man. Tom Maz, what's up?
Oh, my God. I'm like, this Victory Friday stuff, I can get used to it. Let's play every Thursday. Let's play every
I
Thursday.
don't recall the team having back-to-back Victory Fridays because they usually don't play back-to-back
It's
Thursdays.
never
in that
happened.
game. So there you go.
Never happened.
Lions, another first.
Fantastic.
Another first.
The Lions
Beautiful.
beat the Green Bay Packers last night, 34-31. It is their 11th straight win. That is a franchise.
Hold on, Ryan, before you go on. That's what I was going to say, Pete. 34-31. You and I were all over the score.
Yes.
Because I said
Yes.
35. I said 35-29, and Pete said 35-31.
Yes, sir.
We were all
I
over
actually
that
thought
score.
about you, Braylon.
Yeah.
I thought about you last night because I remember one of the questions we talked about yesterday when going through the Lions' last 5 point totals. 4 of them were in the 20s. Not really good in the red zone.
Yeah.
They had that 52 spot against Jacksonville. But what was it going to take to beat the Green Bay Packers last night? And you said 35, and they got 34. I mean, you were right there. You were right there. That's what they had to do.
And Green Bay is showing you over the last couple of weeks, man, that they're really dialed in on offense and defense as well. This is a really good ball club, and they can score points. You knew not having the defensive players for the Lions, you knew we were going to give up some touchdowns. So 35 just seemed like the number. And, Detroit Lions offense and Jared Goff, they were ready for that task.
Listen, 11 straight wins.
That's nuts.
The Lions went 0-16, okay?
Yeah.
The Lions went 0-16.
I was there.
Do you know how hard it is to win one game
What if they win 16
in this league? Right? I mean, but again, you
guess they
understand, everybody in this town really understands how hard it is to win one game in this league, let alone 11 in a row. That is a franchise record for the Detroit Lions. They have won 12 games now in a season. That matches a franchise best wins in a regular season. I think last night's win, with 13 defensive players on IR, 3 more defensive players out, that's 16, and Aleem McNeil leaves the game with a head injury, that's 17 defensive players who could not play in that game. 17 defensive players, essentially, whether IR, out at the beginning or out during the game, couldn't play. That is the win of the season last night to me.
If you allow me, and I know we're going to talk about some of these things because we have a lot of amazing sound. Shout out to Maz and Pete for always getting us right. What did we say yesterday? We said if they win this game, Maz, this would make them unbeatable. This would make them unbeatable. I feel like there's always a time you can watch and you can say logic. Logic will tell you that, all right, you're down this many defensive linemen. Then your only defensive lineman that is healthy gets hurt in that game. Then your star safety gets hurt yet again, and you find a way to win. This is a team of destiny. This is just, it comes down to what it is. Dan Campbell keeping these guys together in these moments. I thought Green Bay was going to win, and it will be a logistical loss. Logic just doesn't play a factor until what the Lions are doing. You got guys out there that are literally just putting on the chin strap for the Detroit Lions for the first time and finding ways to make plays. This team is this is a legendary run that they're having, and it's only getting better. You'll get guys back like Maz. Like I'm tired of coming up here and having logistical good reason on why this is a bother or this is a problem. Or I didn't necessarily like the red zone against the Chicago Bears. I didn't necessarily like the stagnantness against the Colts in the second half. I didn't like that they only scored 1 touchdown against the Chicago Bears. It doesn't matter with this team because they're showing you they can find ways to win any type of game. A lot of sound, so I won't say too much, but Like last night was special. They beat a team that could beat any team in the NFL. Like, think about it like
Facts.
that. They beat a team that could beat any team in the NFL, and they did it with how many guys? It does not matter. I'll let you go, Mash.
I just noticed before I get into my thing, you took the helmet off. I put the helmet there today. You took the Lions chain off.
I like
put
a
the
clean
Lions
desk.
chain
I
there.
like
know
a
you
clean
like desk. But this is Lions Day. Anyway, let me get going. I'm not making excuses for this team ever again.
Hey.
I'm not. They're winners, and they're led by General Patton, the best in the biz. I wouldn't want any other coach in the league. None other than this guy. They play for him. These guys, half of them should have stickers on their my name is. This is Ezekiel Turner. What is number 47?
Yeah.
Had the highest grade yesterday. This is an undrafted guy that signed. He was a special teams, made the Pro Bowl one year as a special teamer. This guy
Made the most important player in the game.
I couldn't get my eyes off of him. He was everywhere. Mohammed, the Rush, Zadarius Smith, O'Connor sometimes. Kirk Herbstreit one time said, this O'Connor should get a game ball. But he's one of the lowest rated guys up there. But it didn't look like it.
Man,
to
who was your favorite acquisition by the Detroit Lions in the offseason that wasn't a player? You talked about Tyrell Williams over and over and over
Great
and over.
call.
They all played
Great call.
for Tyrell Williams.
Honest to God, guys, no one's going to beat this team. They might lose another game here, trip up, but no one's going to beat them. They're going to win the Super Bowl, all right? They're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm cool. You won't hear me say anything about the injuries anymore. They are what they are. Obviously, if another catastrophic injury happens, I might change my mind. But this team just plays as a team. They are the most together team in the NFL. You look at the Packers. You look at Matt LaFleur on the sidelines. He just looks like, wow, I just can't beat these guys. And like Braylon said, to me, Packers are top 3 team in the NFL. I know you counted them out a couple of weeks ago, Rye, but you shouldn't. They got a lot of talent, and they played really hard last night. They were hitting.
I never counted out the Packers. I counted out the 49ers.
I thought it was the Packers as well. You didn't think they were a top echelon.
Okay,
team.
fair enough. Yes.
They are.
Okay.
They are. Lions have swept them again.
I think they're beneath. I think the Packers are beneath the Chiefs, Lions, and
They're
Eagles.
not beneath the Chiefs.
Oh,
Okay. Either way, that's
Doesn't matter.
another story for another
They
day.
got 4 losses. So
Another story
Go
for another
Lions.
day.
I'm not counting the Lions out ever again.
Remember-
guys. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think you counted them out last night
I
either.
didn't.
I
I didn't. Matter of fact, I called the last second field goal with Drew Lane.
I actually think everything we talked about yesterday on yesterday's show actually came to fruition. Everything.
Yeah.
And I think the pause that we had for that game
Showed up.
yesterday did show up. And that was evidenced by Dan Campbell going for it 5 different times on offense on 4th down. 5 times. One inside his own 30-yard line in the second half, which bit him in the butt.
That was a bad call. That was a pitch out. Bad call.
Whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I liked it still.
Going for it. I saw a stat. Where is this?
They're 6 out of 7 for the year against the Packers.
The Lions were the first team since at least 2000 to go for it on 4th down inside the opponent's 30-yard line with the score tied in the final minute of the regulation. Mm-hmm. Dan Campbell did things in that game that he absolutely had to do. And the 4th down calls are going to be a big part of this. But as he said afterwards, and you'll hear a lot of sound today. I'll get to the sound. He had to win that game on offense. He could not allow the defense anymore. He was trying to protect the defense because the defense did exactly what they had to do to win the game. The coaching staff did exactly what they had to do to win the game. The offense did exactly what they had to do to win the game. And if I may,
special teams too.
If I may, Aaron Glenn is a stud.
Yep.
Absolutely.
A freaking
Absolutely.
stud. Give him a game ball. But you know who else is a stud? How about Kelvin Shepard? Who are these linebackers? you wouldn't even have known it.
No.
I think, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell get all the credit, but this was an organizational win. This was a coaching staff win. You mentioned Terrell Williams. I'll mention Kelvin Shepard.
Yep.
And I'll also mention Hank Fraley.
There you go.
Hank,
Dan
former teammate.
Skipper last night.
He's an all-pro last night.
44 snaps, 1 pressure.
Yes.
44 snaps, 1 pressure.
And an
had
Academy
one flag.
Award.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? I mean, this was a tremendous organizational win last night. And again, to me,
Good call.
the win of the year.
Yeah, it definitely was a win
Great
of the year.
call.
And I think this is what I was going to say, Matt, in terms of the conversation I had for you. Dan Campbell took a step last night as a coach in this NFL. Like, he took another step towards being the best coach in the NFL. Andy Reid, obviously, you can't argue over that.
No.
But after that, it starts to get dark water, and he's in that dark water. Maz, last night made me think about the San Francisco 49ers game all over again. He only made one mistake in that game, and it was the only mistake that you pointed to. The only mistake in
Kicked
that
the
game,
field goal.
he kicked the field goal.
At
Exactly.
the end of the half.
Because you know why? Because it wasn't who Dan Campbell
didn't want
was.
to do that.
And that play bothered him. And you can see that play bothering him up into the Rams game.
Great call, bro.
Up into the Rams game.
Great call.
Dan Campbell is no longer bothered by that play. Dan Campbell, since the Rams game, in my opinion, has done everything he's supposed to do. Here and there, he's had a mistake, but guess what? He's a head coach in the league. You'll have some of those. Last night, by electing to die on that hill, obviously we won, so he didn't die on that hill. But to stand the time, this is what I'm going to do. This is why I have to do it. This is what we're going to do. And you still do it, and you still complete it. Last night, I watched the man take a step as a head coach towards greatness. Like, last night, he became, in my opinion, he took another step as a head coach in this league. It was an amazing game from him. You just saw the truth. Like, you saw a coach that this is what I'm going to do. I have made up in my mind, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do. I don't have to second guess it anymore. I don't have to say, what should I do, or what does it look like, or, man, maybe I do, maybe I don't. He did. He did 5 times in that game. So he took a step last night as one of the best coaches in this league.
Just give him the award now.
Yeah.
Might as well.
You ever remember the movie Major League?
Oh, what?
Okay, I mean, for the kids out there, do you remember the movie Major League when the construction workers are reading the names?
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Vaughn,
Who are these people?
Willie Hayes. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there last night. Mohammed?
Yeah.
Muhammad.
O'Connor?
Yeah.
And I know Quan Alexander, but like to see Alexander 10, I mean,
I was like, was that Maurice Alexander
Right.
for a second?
Right.
I mean, Mitchell Aguide?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm saying that name.
Aguide.
Mitchell Friedman?
Yeah.
If you're
It's like Mitchell Aguide?
if you're a
What?
numbers guy, this for all the numbers guys out there, Muhammad played 33 snaps last night. Zadarius Smith played 28. It tells you how they feel about this Muhammad guy. And it goes back to Brad Holmes. Look, this moment is about the Lions and the players, but just a quick note. They bring players in that fit the identity.
David Long.
This is the ultimate.
Ezekiel Turner? I'm just naming
Right.
guys.
100%. And all of them look like Lions players. All of them did what they were
Lions fans.
You started all 40 guys you brought in on the first play of the game.
And again,
Lions
that's
fan.
the thing. Okay, like Quan Alexander, Pro Bowler in this league, right?
Right. So
He
there's
just
some-
got there.
But that's the point. That's the point, and that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I give the credit to these coaches so much. Because Braylon, you played in this league. I did not, but I can imagine how hard it is to come in from completely different organization, walk into a locker room, walk onto the field, and be a guy out there on game night on a Thursday of all games, not even a Sunday game, so you don't even get that extra time with your club.
When you're implementing one player, so when I went to New York Jets from the Browns, literally got there that week, Monday Night Football, you're implementing one player to a system. Just one player, you got to rethink the offense. All right, cool, I'm bringing the Z receiver in. Well, Brad Smith usually plays that. Now we have to rotate Brad to this. Well, on this series, in this scheme. So just one player can make an offense or make a system or a game plan that much more difficult to kind of rotate players around, if you will. 6, 7 guys? 4 guys starting, like it's unheard of what they did last night, and to be honest, Jordan Love and the Green, they looked uncomfortable.
He was uncomfortable
I know
the
they
whole
scored
night.
31. Like, I know what my eyes saw with the score, but
We
I know
gave
what my
them
eyes saw
14.
with the game. They didn't look like.
Am I safe in my assessment that Matt LaFleur is the NFL's Ryan Day?
No.
Well, he's a really great coach,
He
man.
is,
He's a really
except
great
against
coach.
Detroit.
Well, I mean, in Detroit now is becoming that. They've won 6 straight games in the division. They have owned the NFC North a little bit. This is a good football team. It's
Absolutely. But
it's
not us, though.
No, they're not. They are not.
It's a clear difference, and you saw it last night.
I believe so. Now,
They're snake bit against them.
this is another topic for another time. I don't know if when you look ahead at the playoffs, I mean, you're going to see either Minnesota or Green Bay.
I told you we're going to play the Packers in the divisional round.
You may. So just be ready. But again, let's take you inside the locker room last night. How about Dan Campbell? Look at how fired up this guy is. Look at his neck just popping out. Here
Look
you
at
go.
Skipper, too.
I told you you'd never forget this game. You will never forget this game. We don't have to talk about how tough we are. We don't have to talk about how resilient we are. We live it, man. We've been living it. Where's our defense at? Offense, that's the way to step up, man. That's the way to step up. There you go, Skip. Keep throwing up, whatever you're doing over there. That's where to freaking land on the... That's 12, and that's 4 in the division. All right, I got 2 game balls. All right? First one here, 6 receptions. I can't read this first one. I'm going to say 43 yards, 2 tugs. His first one since 2021. Tim Patrick.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you for embracing me. It's been a hell of a ride the past 2 years, and I wouldn't want to go on this ride with anybody else but y'all. Appreciate y'all boys.
All the stats you need is he won the freaking game again. Jake Bates.
Hey, I freaking love you guys, man. Let's get 13 next week.
Hey, you guys are warriors. You're warriors. Good win. Break it down.
Hey, like he said, this just don't just fucking happen, boys. We're fucking different. Again, I'll say it again. This group's fucking different.
Win on 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Oh, Braylon, I don't. You've been in those rooms, man. That got goosebumps all over my body when I saw that stuff last night.
Yeah, no.
I actually watched it this morning. They dropped that this morning.
And goosebumps as well. You know, it kind of reminds me of being in the locker room with Rex Ryan and hearing those fired up speeches, and and then the season and the playoffs, and especially those rivalry, those big wins, Jets versus Patriots. In this sense, it's the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Man, this is what Dan Campbell's been building, for 4 years, man, and it's just good to see it coming to fruition. It's funny, you talk about Tim Patrick, 2 touchdowns last night, 60 yards, and every time Tim catches a pass, and I don't know if he likes the name Tim, so I call him TP. Every time TP catches a pass, it's a big one. It's a big moment. Like, look at the 3rd down last week. So at 3rd and 16, he catches it 23 yards. Touchdown in this game was big. The other touchdown was big. First down was big. Remember who we had to get rid of and not pay for this moment to happen.
Right.
And guess who just got cut as well?
And what did I say? I said, you don't bring him back, because when you drop, like when you're in that moment, it's PTSD. PTSD in sport is a real thing. And also, you don't know if your quarterback's going to trust you again. You get Tim Patrick, and it just fits, man. It is a special thing to see, because they believe in it. Yeah, they lost some really good players, but those players aren't the physicality. You lost Aiden Hutchinson. It's not, oh, he's the physicality, now they're done. Oh, well, you lost Alex Anzalone. He's baby Thor. Now you don't have. This whole team's identity is what? It's grit. It's villain. It's physicality. They brought physicality back to the NFL.
They are villains.
So it doesn't matter. I'm like you. I'm tired. I can't second guess them anymore. You watch them. It's fun to watch. But last game you see they can get it anyway. The Green Bay Packers put so much emphasis on the run. That's okay. We don't need the run. We'll just use Dave Montgomery. Ben Johnson, he put some stuff together last night.
Bray, you mentioned Tim Patrick, man. I was one of those guys when they lost Josh Reynolds, and I know Josh Reynolds had a tumultuous game against San Francisco in that NFC Championship game last year, and
that could happen to anybody.
The writing was on the wall that he was
It
probably
can.
on his way out. I thought that was a big loss for the Detroit Lions, regardless of how Jamison Williams was going to step up or not. But Tim Patrick has come in and really solidified that room. He's turned this situation at wide receiver. Of course, Amon-Ra is a superstar. Jamison Williams is a first-rounder, one of the most electric wide receivers in the game. But you need more than two guys. You need that ever-reliable third wide receiver. And whether he's 2A or 2B or 3 or 3B, whatever the case, Tim Patrick goes out there and he gets the job done. Dan Campbell afterwards talked about Tim Patrick last night at the podium. Special player. He's done it all year long.
Huge. What a great addition he's been. And he just continues to make plays for us in the run game and the pass game. Stepped up big here. Man, we talk about catching and knifing today. Man, catch, turn and run. Catch it, tuck it, turn and run. Do whatever. If you can only get 5, you got to get a 6. If you can only get a 7, you got to get us 8. And man, I mean, he did that multiple times, and he comes up with the 2 big touchdowns for us. He's been an unbelievable addition, man. What a stud.
Unbelievable addition Tim Patrick has been to the Detroit Lions, and you need players like that. Like the Detroit Lions, even the All Pros, even the Pro Bowlers, they just buy their time. And I know I used that phrase yesterday. I guess it's stuck in my head. But they're fine. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's not getting the ball early on in the game. He's still blocking. Like, it doesn't matter. They buy their time. They wait. Because they know.
Street pointed that out last night.
You got to love NFL wide receivers that block. It makes things so much easier. Even J-Mo with his skinny self.
Right.
He's out there throwing blocks, always going out of bounds. So when you got guys like that that just don't care, the end game is winning, this is what you see. And no one in that locker room cares anything about personal stats, and it's great to have. We care way more about it than they do. They just want to win. And so when guys get their opportunity, they're ready. It doesn't. How many passes did Amon-Ra get thrown in the first half?
Not a lot.
In the third quarter.
Couple.
But soon as that fourth quarter came in and opened up, who's making the big catches and the big plays? 16 knows where 14 is at all times. Man, these guys they're a team. You can't say it enough. The Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL.
Hey, the Lions let 2 guys go that we thought were cogs here. And we saw it. Josh Reynolds, he's out of work.
Jamal
Bring in
Williams.
Tim Patrick. Jamal Williams, he's out of work, basically. Gets the ball once a week. David Montgomery comes in. And then they let Jonah Jackson walk. Jonah Jackson lost his gig in L.A. already. And who'd they bring in? Kevin Zeitler, who's right now one of the best offensive linemen in the league. It's graded every week. He is a monster. He is up there in age, and he's still – they just pick the best fruit off the vine, if I might use. That's what they do.
Man, I went to Jesu Academy, which is on 6 Mile, Illinois. When I went there, Aaliyah, rest in peace, Aaliyah went there. She had a wonderful song, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Zeitler's doing his thing on the field. It doesn't matter about what age he is. He feels good. He's healthy. He's doing his thing. And when you win, Maz, yeah, the little aches and bruises that you have, they don't tend to hurt. They don't tend to hurt as much.
Amazing.
Richard Moore says it's incredible how many mentalists out there think Goff was taking a knee. Tell me you don't know football without saying you don't know football. That was an interesting part. We could talk about that coming up in the next segment too. Just the 4th down gambles and everything like that. But just we talk about what a big win this was. Here's Dan Campbell at the podium afterwards. This is who we are.
Our guys knew where we were at. We don't need to talk about being tough. We don't need to talk about being resilient. We live it, and it's what we are. And, man, we just proved it again. Proud of our guys.
That's personal. That's personal. That's the Green Bay Packers. That's them woofing all week.
Yep.
That's their inner rival. That's the look. Who did Dan play for amongst other teams? The Detroit Lions. He knows about this rivalry. That's the Green Bay Packers chipping all week. Our quarterback was just coming back. Oh, it was raining. Oh, we had this guy out or that guy out. Yeah, they like to talk about being tough. We're ready to play them. Shout out to Tucker. He still scored a touchdown, but Crab, he scored a touchdown, but they still weren't as physical as the Lions. Played a hell of a game. Rashawn Gary, Michigan's finest, played a good game in the first half. They're still not as physical as the Detroit Lions. So that message from Dan Campbell, that was to the Packers. Like, we've been hearing y'all talk all week. We do our talking on the field in between the hashes, in between the end zones.
You know who's in their head more than any other Lion? It's Kirby Joseph.
Yeah.
Kirby Joseph.
Did you see that video?
I mean, the Packer fans and fans that don't like the Lions all of a sudden are picking on this guy, saying he's a dirty player. He's taking out Hawkinson. He's taking out this guy, taking out this guy. Then he tried to take out Kraft last night. He's a missile. He's not going for the knee. He's going for the tackle. Lions are going for the tackle. Jack Campbell. Did you see him annihilate Kraft on that hit, and then Kraft jumped up like a stud?
Side note, that was pretty effing impressive.
It was very impressive. I just said, wow, that's 6'8".
Did you
that's
see
an athlete,
That's
man.
like the
Matt,
Rockies.
did you see what J.J. Watt said about that?
Yes. That's a perfect – what do you want him
I've
to
got
hit
it right
him?
here. Besides keeping his head up, which he should absolutely do to protect himself, how would you propose he tackle a tight end running full speed at
260.
him? Shoulder him directly in the thigh? Football is a very violent game. Not every hit is malicious. And don't watch film of a cut block. I mean, what do you want these players to do? For his own safety, he should have kept his helmet up, but that's it.
The problem is this era of players has grown up in this era where it's so much protection around the offensive players that you're not seeing it through the, like when I played, like we saw it as what it was. Like if the ref would call a player did something, we left it on to the ref. Like other than that, they didn't call it. It's go time. It's football. This is what it is. I'm not thinking somebody's trying to maliciously hurt me, if you will. These players, because the fans tell them it was a bad hit or you shouldn't tackle like that, and the media, and now this is what they know. This is what they think. So now they're going to complain and cry like babies. It's because the refs are telling them this is what it is. The NFL is giving them this special space. Yeah. Fans are screaming, man, oh my gosh, a dirty hit. So now players, they grow up in that. So now they always think it's a dirty hit when it's not.
But in reality, all this whining and crying from coaches, and you saw Matt LaFleur like imploring the referees to throw flags on this. What this is going to happen is the flags are going to start to come for Kirby Joseph. They already come for Terry and Arnold. They already come for Branch. I mean, did they overdo it against the Packers when they threw him out of the game? Yeah. The Lions are getting looked at. And it's because they're so damn good at what they do.
Much?
Pardon?
Was LaFleur doing too much in the beginning of the game? When he and that player got into it?
He was whining.
Not the player,
yeah,
the fan.
I got that separate. That's another separate story.
Yeah.
That's another separate
be on
story.
The heavyweights, by the way.
Lions and the Lion fans.
Oh, the fan was?
Yeah.
They are in their head.
We'll get into that. I do want to play one more piece of sound for you before we take a break. And this is, I'd mentioned that I think this is the biggest win of the year for the Detroit Lions. Here's Dan Campbell afterwards talking about how they're going to remember this one for a long, long time. They're going to remember it.
You said no excuses. How do you describe this one in
It's a sweet.
Season?
I told the team this will be one of those you never forget. I was telling Goff pregame. I said, man, you've played all these games. You had this long career. And I'm sure there's some you don't remember everything when you've played as long as he. But I said, you will never forget this one. You will never forget this game. And I think a lot of it is just that, what we've had to overcome, the hand we were dealt. And I just love the fact our guys don't make excuses, man. They just find a way. And everybody on this team believed we were going to win that game. And we were going to find a way. And we did it again. We did it again. Guys did it.
That's right. The guys did it. Guys, it is a Lions.
We got a lot more, baby.
Victory Friday. That's right. We're going to continue on with these Detroit Lions, the best team in football. We'll do that next. But first, the message from Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. Planet Fitness, your fitness is essential. Also, they have fitness that fit into your budget. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym for you because it's clean. And also, with any membership you get a trainer. Look, I want to train, I want to get in shape. That's why I went to Planet Fitness. I bet Dan Campbell knows a little something about Planet Fitness as Detroit Lion. Pull up on us. Gyms is clean, squeaky clean to be in fact. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
And once again, shout out to Anonymous from last night at the watch party. Literally called the bar, put in his credit card, and bought everybody a round of 1,800 shots, man. So shout out to whoever Anonymous was. We appreciate you. But 1,800 tequila, the official tequila of Woodward Sports. Man. Yeah, I'm telling you. The official tequila Woodward Sports Lions watch parties and post-game show. Join 1,800 tequila and Woodward Sports every single Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. And you know we drink drinking all the wins with Smooth 1800 Tequila. Proud sponsor of your Detroit Lions. It's 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila. And please, y'all, drink responsibly.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling a financial pinch? Well, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates today, 248-290-8242. Visit them online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, Mark White and Associates, call them today, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Walk in any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, enjoy a $20 haircut special, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Just scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
I just felt like we needed to end it on offense, you know, and I did not want to give that ball back, and I believed we could get that. I believed we could convert, you know, and I trusted that O-line. I trusted David, and they came through for us. It's a hell of a call by Ben, you know. It just I knew how I wanted to play this game. The team knew it, and everything in me told me to let's finish this, and so we did.
There you go. Dan Campbell explaining why he is the first coach since at least 2000 to be that close to a game-winning field goal with under a minute to go and elect to go for it
Where'd you get
on
that
fourth
stat?
down. That is from...
Yeah, I heard that stat.
That is...
And I wonder who that coach was.
I'll give you that.
I want to know if I remember the game or not.
This is from Josh Dubow from the Associated Press. Lions, first team since at least 2000 to go for it on fourth down inside the opponent's 30 with the score tied in the final minute of regulation. Yeah. But as you had mentioned, Dan Campbell thought he did not want to give Jordan Love, whose offense, they were humming in that second half a little bit, 40 seconds, and I believe they had a couple of timeouts.
No, they were out.
Out of timeout.
Yes.
But still, 40 seconds, and all you needed was 3 to tie it.
All Mahomes needed was 13 seconds to tie the Bills.
Exactly, and win the game eventually. So that was his rationale. When you understand, so many people, Braylon, will talk about the fourth down calls today, but when you put that in context to how many defensive players were out and how many new people there were, Bray, I mean, he had to do this way.
And this is what I'm talking about him taking a step, that next step as a coach. Look, he knew what he wanted to do. He knew what he had to do. He didn't care what anybody else thought. He went out and he did it. This is what I have to do. Then he came up and he told us at the podium, this is what I thought. He didn't hide it or sneak around it. He said, this is what I thought. This is what I know. Jordan Love and that offense, they're cooking. We don't want to give them an opportunity. Our defense can shut them down, but what if? You want to eliminate the what if factor. So look, he called the play, and look, when they usually call these plays and go for it, the majority of the time they're good plays. Even the plays against the 49ers, Josh Reynolds, he dropped it. It was a good play. It was a good play design. So I don't have a problem because the track record is what it is. It's the best in the NFL. They more often than not get it. So I don't have a problem because this is who he is. This is what he wants to do. I will say this to Lions fans though. All the ones that are like, yes, this is our coach. He went for it, and he got Jahmyr Gibbs in the end zone. He got Tim Patrick in the end zone. He gets the run, then he kicks the field goal. Don't be those same people when it doesn't work.
Right.
Because it's not always going to work.
Thank you.
The ratio that he's winning at is amazing. It's astonishing.
It's probably 70%.
If not higher. It's somewhere in the 70s. But if it doesn't work, don't be the person next day, man, they should have gone for it. They should have took the points. You always take the points. Be the same person and keep the same energy. It's winning for the Lions. It's not just winning. It's winning because this is who they are. This is who their coach is. And so Ben Johnson always cooks up a play that has an opportunity to win. Last night he hit 4 out of 5 times.
I know you'll back me on this, Bray, but I'm the one against the 49ers that had absolutely no issues with him going on fourth down those times.
Both times.
And against the Dallas Cowboys a few weeks prior to that.
Only time you're pissed is when he kicked the field goal before the half.
Because I know he didn't want to do it. Look, the one time they didn't get it last night.
I know he didn't want to do it. That makes me laugh.
He didn't. Because he looked depressed.
He did, though.
He looked depressed up 3 scores at halftime. He wanted to be up more.
Absolutely.
He did.
I was there.
Absolutely.
I know.
Listen,
that's right.
I didn't like the play call on their own 30. 4th and 1, and you pitched it out when you haven't run the ball, basically, like you usually do.
It was a kill play though, man. It was supposed to be a quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
And so like to protect Jared Goff, like if they hunked the box,
man.
then you're right. It was not a
pitch
good
out, man.
But it saved Jared Goff from putting his head down and maybe getting cracked.
Because they had 4 right there, I believe. 100%. They had 4 right there.
I mean,
it wasn't the best call. You're
those
right.
quick throws work.
Yeah.
Those quick throws work. They're better than a run.
It's a run play.
Yeah, it's a run. They're better than the run. The way Green Bay played their ass off last night on defense, when it came to hitting and against the run, they stopped it mostly.
It's a chess match, and I think in that play, I think the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers won that chess match.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, he won that particular
game.
That game, if you will.
But we won the match.
Move to move. We won the match, but he won that move.
Mm-hmm.
If you, it was a good move by him. He called it. He played right to them. They won that move. But it's a chess match. It goes on and on in these games.
Just know, man. Just know that. Be on board with the guy. Be on board with the guy.
Agreed.
You're all in, or you're out.
Exactly.
Talk to me about Jared Goff being tripped, handing the ball off.
It was almost the worst case scenario.
Here's Jared Goff on that fumbled handoff, near fumble.
Yeah, just got tripped up there a little bit, and bad feeling when you're a quarterback. Not the first time that's happened in my career. You try to stretch out and give it to him. I was even probably going to flip it to him if I couldn't hand it to him, but made it happen, made it work, and David did the rest.
Dan talked about the athleticism.
Yeah, real athletic to fall down on a routine handoff, but yeah, I'm glad we made it happen.
Is that great or what? Now, I forgive me. I believe you're not down. I've seen so many different things about this.
I know.
His knee was down. He was not touched by a defender.
Exactly.
Clear as day.
Was
not touched by a defender. But then there's an element that if a quarterback's knee goes down at the snap, you are down.
Here you go.
So,
but you stand right up.
Yeah.
When you kneel down as a quarterback to kill the play, you stand up and hand the ball off to the referee. That was a live play.
I understand, but
there you go.
Thanks, Pete.
No, I was going to say the difference is intent.
Okay.
The difference is intent. When you're kneeling down, your intention is to kneel the ball
Giving
down.
yourself
That's your
up.
first
100%.
move.
That wasn't intentional. That was, oops, I bust my you-know-what. Thank God. You got to give him some credit for being able to still get their hand
Absolutely.
off. But that was him, oops, I tripped, still get the hand off. So they know what the intent is.
Okay, fair enough, because I've seen that in a couple of different places, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know. I mean, I understood that you have to be touched in the NFL. If this is college or high school or any other league, it's over. Plays dead. In the NFL, it's not. But then if the quarterback does it, is it? So I get it. But intent, you've explained that.
You can't kneel down on a kill play and then get up and throw the ball.
Correct.
It's dead.
That's why when you see quarterbacks, if they, how sometimes the center step on their foot and they'll fall backwards.
Yep.
You'll see those quarterbacks kind of squinge over in a kind of like a fetus position.
Yep, that's it.
So that means, look, I trip, boom, hey, call it dead before somebody hits me. That also you have to do, because if you just lie there, play's not dead.
One of the things about the players, remember back in Hard Knocks when I think it was hit day, they put the pads on and Dan Campbell was like, I think a couple of players were questioning,
I do this for you?
Yeah, what the idea was behind all this hitting in camp, and Dan Campbell was, all I think about is you guys.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Of course.
These players believe in him. If Dan Campbell decides to go for it at his own 1 yard line and 3rd and 14, they're going to be like, all right, okay. Here's Jared Goff afterwards talking about just how much belief they have in their head coach.
Bigger than anything. Like that's like all you want from a head coach is to believe in you and that gives us that little extra oomph to want to make it happen. And I'm not the one running or blocking, but I'm sure those guys up front say, all right, you're giving it to us to make this game and finish this game off on our terms. And it means a ton.
This is a player's dream. This is a player's dream.
Yeah.
Like for as young as I can remember, what was I doing on video games? I was going for it on 4th down.
Absolutely.
Like I was going for it. Now my play calling was horrible, but I was just throwing jump balls to the wide receiver. But I was going for it on 4th down. You dream for your coach to allow you the freedom to go for it, to allow you the trust to go for it, and they continuously do it. So what do you want to do? You don't want this to stop. You don't want this to he has this faith in us. They talk about us nationally. This is what we do. This is our identity. You don't want to let that guy down. So every time, he's calling one of these plays, not only is it something you've been wanting to do since you were a kid, this is you saying, all right, cool. This is where I get paid. This is why I'm on this team. This is why I play for this organization. This is why I'm in for this game. We're going to get this 4th down. I'm going to do what I have to do on this play, because I know 10 other guys are going to do what they have to do on this play. Like, 11 guys did what they were supposed to do on that play, including Jared Goff, because his job is to secure the handoff to the running back. I don't care how ugly it was. He secured the handoff to the running back. You do your job. You got 10 other guys doing their job. This is easy.
Listen, I think the game was won when they scored at the end of the first half.
Oh, absolutely.
That touchdown.
That was the one.
And again, 4th down.
Yeah,
it hurt.
If they don't score there, it's the carbon copy of the Bears game, where they fumbled inside the 5 yard line. And then the Bears took the ball in the second half, scored, and kind of took it over. That defense of the Lions needed that score by that offense, right? And that's why Dan Campbell, Pete, and we'll play this, said, hey, I told the offense, or actually Jared Goff said that Dan Campbell told him, hey, guys, this is on the offense this time.
Circumstances around it, I think, it's a division game, it's at home, it's prime time. Told us early in the week he was going to lean on the offense. Kind of challenge the offense really early in the week. Challenge myself. Challenge the guys on the offense. Like, hey, it's your turn to hold your weight and carry the load and make this thing happen and make this thing go. And for me, that's like the greatest feeling ever. You're like, all right, let's F and go and let's make this thing happen. And ultimately, we got the win and we played pretty well on offense.
Maz, when was the 4th down in the fourth quarter? The 4th down that they stopped them on. How much time was left in that game?
You mean when they gave the ball at the 30 yard line?
Yeah.
The Packers? Was that in the third
That was
quarter?
third quarter,
That was
yeah.
the third quarter.
Third quarter, and then they gave the ball to the Packers. The Packers didn't score.
No, they did. They scored on that one.
Which one did they get the turnover? Or they got the change of possession?
They held him to a field goal. Did they hold him to a field goal?
Yes, they held him to the field goal.
Yes.
Oh, when they got pushed back. They got within the 10 or within the 10, and then they got pushed back.
Correct.
That was the series that won the game.
And that was what people are complaining about, that the refs shouldn't have called a pick play on the Packers, yet they called it for the Lions later against the Packers.
Yeah.
Because
that was the play, that was the series that decided the game.
Keyshawn Nixon played his tail off for the Packers.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's like the defensive captain. He had to basically take over for all these injuries. But he was so mad at the referee at that play because they didn't think it was a pick play. And the Lions took advantage of that. Usually that goes against the Lions. Maybe finally things are turning where the referees are going to give the Lions a break now, like they do the Chiefs. And they do, for a fact, give the Chiefs a break. There's not a question about it.
Lions been catching good breaks. The league has definitely been working with us because that Rams game last year, come on now.
But that Branch ejection kind of threw me for a loop.
Jared Goff, I see this stat, OptaStats. You ready? Jared Goff is the first quarterback in NFL history to complete 5 or more passes to 6 or more receivers. Gibbs had 6, Patrick had 6, Laporta had 5, Montgomery had 5, Amon-Ra had 5, and Jameson had 5.
Unreal.
That's sweet.
First time in
That's
history.
what Braylon says. He spreads the ball out.
Who are you going to defend?
Yeah.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, but like watching that game last night, man, it's like that, like the ratio spread out that way, it was organic. Like it was organic. Like it was the plays they needed to happen. It didn't seem like, well, let me just get this guy some stats because I feel like he needs some stats. Last night they were giving the ball to players that were open. They were making a call on the plays like, this is the play we need. Like that pass to Laporta and that catch by Laporta.
And by the way,
that was
a thing of beauty.
I'm glad you mentioned him. Because the last couple of weeks,
he dropped an easy one and he made up for it with that.
The last couple of weeks, Sam Laporta has been involved in the passing game, and this is an element of the Lions' offense that I believe has been missing a little bit. This weapon of tight end. And, of course, Brock Wright has a couple of touchdowns, inside the red zone. He's done a nice
in
job.
there blocking.
Zylstra does a good job.
He's like a fullback.
Yes, absolutely. But Sam Laporta was such a weapon for Jared Goff last year. He has been hurt coming into this year. He has been banged up a lot. It's been harder for him to go. I think last week you really saw some timing issues, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. You saw some timing issues that Goff and Laporta were having. It looked last night like those two were in sync, and I think that is an incredible piece to this Lions offense. If they could get Laporta going a little bit, what a threat he could be down the stretch here.
And I think the big thing about Sam Laporta is he's been injured. Like whether it was a knee, whether it was a shoulder, whether it was an ankle. Like Sam Laporta has kind of been banged up ever since the last game of the season last year. So I think a lot of that isn't necessarily him having some sophomore slump or them having to find ways to get him in there. I think it's just them allowing him to get healthy. And I think now you're starting to see him get healthy, hit his stride, and be that playmaker that he was last year, just giving the offense another weapon. So I think they've done right by him. And I think this is what the Lions do as it relates to health. They are very good. Shout out to Henry Ford. I was born in Henry Ford, so I always get a selfless plug. But they do an amazing job of getting these guys back when they're supposed to come back. And then once they come back, they don't tend to go back the other way. So I think it's another case of what you're seeing now.
Goff talked about the Lions' defense as well. And, again, so much praise to the Lions' defense. Here's what Jared Goff has to say about the guys on the other side of the ball.
And hold on, last thing, I got to talk about the defense real quick. What our defense did this week is tremendous. And I know the points, whatever. They had guys out there that got here on Sunday that were playing and doing a hell of a job. And credit AG, credit that staff over there, and credit those freaking players for playing their tails off today. I mean, they went out there, they let it hang and played hard ball and made it hard on them. And it was fun to watch.
When you are on the other side and you know what your defense is faced with, you know that you're wearing name tags into the locker room and guys have no practice time with this team and are asked to go out there and stop the Green Bay Packers. This isn't stopping backup quarterback of the Jaguars. I mean, this is one of the most high-powered offenses in the league, Bray, and I think there's an appreciation level from so many guys on offense for what that defense did last night, too.
Yeah, 100%. That offense knows, what that type of offense can do and the points that they can put up and how that game could have gone, but yet and still defense, regardless of who was out there playing, whether it was Jamal Adams or whether it was players that we already had, they found ways to make some plays. And the match you talked about earlier, Ezekiel Turner made the biggest play of the game. Wow. I mean, 2 of the biggest plays of the game got made by guys that just got here. David Long got here 2 weeks ago, and he had the fumble recovery on the Christian Watson fumble, and then Ezekiel Turner. Like, you're talking about Jordan Love. If Ezekiel Turner's not there, Jordan Love can either run for the first down and or throw the touchdown that is coming wide open. Like, if Jordan Love would have been a running quarterback and just put his foot in the ground and cut back, my God. But it's not about if, it's about what happened. Ezekiel Turner was where he was supposed to be. He got the play, he got the tackle, and that's the one that led to the field goal and not a touchdown, man. So,
highest graded Lion yesterday was an undrafted guy named Ezekiel Turner, who wears number 47. Did you guys see enough out of I didn't see what Jamal Adams did. I didn't see what Quan Alexander did.
Jamal only played 8 plays.
Quan had a decent game. He was out of position one time, and that'll get fixed.
Good.
But he had a really, really nice day.
Who's
Jamal
number 13?
only played a few times.
Yeah, he got shook bad on that.
Did he?
What? Who's number 13? Wicks.
Yeah,
Latavian Wicks.
Yeah,
he had a game.
Now, has Adams played earlier this year?
He hit him with a mixed route.
Has he played earlier this year, or has he been out the whole year?
No, he didn't play this whole season. Oh, did he get injured?
I don't remember.
To me, this is as worse as they'll ever play, though.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I want to see him. I know he's got flashes in him because he was going to be something special.
Yeah.
If they can get anything out of that guy, it's going to be unbelievable, man, with what this team can do. And hang in there. Maybe Anzalone comes back by the end of this. There's 4 games left.
Yeah.
Anzalone might play against the 49ers.
And that bye would help everybody, right?
Huge. They have to get the bye.
Yeah. Guys, I want to just focus on the Packers a little bit from their perspective. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur on the loss, not taking it great.
I thought we just started, especially on the offensive side of the ball, too slow. I mean, we go punt, fumble, then we score a touchdown. So, it's only a handful of plays that separate these types of games. And like I told our team, I mean, we're going to have to earn the right to potentially come back here. And it's not going to be easy, and we got to put in the work. And but I'm confident in the resiliency of our group, and that they're going to continue to fight and push each other to get better and stay connected, because I do think we have a pretty good football team.
They sure do.
He kind of looks like he's seeing ghosts out there a little bit.
Looked like he was finna cry during the game.
I mean,
listen,
he's so mad.
He had to look at his team last night, and I'm telling you, man, they played really hard. They came to win. They came to take over Ford Field. They were hitting spectacularly in the first half and into the second half. And you see him on the sidelines. He just looks across the field and says, one of these guys going to quit. What are they going to do? What is this guy? Is this guy actually going to go on 4th down again? He's not going on 4th down now. Remember they called timeout at the end of the game, and it's 4th and 1. And you see Jared Goff warming up on the sideline with the ball boy. Did you see that? Yeah. He's warming up as Dan Campbell's calling a play.
Remember in Rocky 1 when Apollo knocks Rocky down and
he's putting his arms up.
Yeah, he's putting his arms out. He turns around and Rocky kind of stands up and Apollo says,
"Yeah,
what do I have to do?
That's it, bro.
Like, what do I have to do?
That's
right.
it." He's looking over at that Lion bench saying, "These sons of bitches will not quit. They just keep coming." What did Tony say to Apollo?
I saw you beat that man like I ain't never seen no man get beat before, and the man kept coming at you. We don't need that kind of man in our lives.
I love it.
I love that drop.
I think from Matt
I'm watching that tonight.
That's a hell of a call. I think when you watch from Matt LaFleur's standpoint, you look at a guy that went 13-3. Best record in the NFC, had home field advantage and lost in the play. You look at a guy with 13-3 yet again. Best record in football. He got there. And this is with Aaron Rodgers. And nobody really was in the NFC North you had to worry about. You damn sure didn't have to worry about the Detroit Lions. Chicago Bears are a mess with whoever the hell the quarterback was at the time. So I think this is a guy that just thought he had a lot of time. And I think he ultimately thought, we'll figure it out, we're good. And then along the way, the Detroit Lions got good. Then along the way, the Detroit Lions actually got great. And now he's looking like, I was this close to being here consistently. Now I'm beneath these guys, and no matter what we do, no matter what we feel we are, no matter what they have going against them, they find ways to win. If Matt LaFleur does not know what to do, but if you look at it, can you blame him?
Right.
What the hell do you do? Josh Jacobs had 3 freaking touchdowns last night. Like, you went out, you got the running back, you got some new tight ends, you got the offensive line, you got your defense clicking, you got secondary that's making plays. One guy leads the NFL in interception, but it doesn't matter.
Pretty incredible stuff,
That
man.
sucks.
It is pretty incredible.
For him.
I hesitate to bring this up now, but I want to. I was going to allow more time for it, but just we'll touch on it. We'll touch on it. Matt LaFleur got into it with a fan pregame. It was a flag bearer, one of the many people that are on the field prior to the prior to the national anthem to hold the flag. And
my daughter was on the field because I asked her about this. She was on the opposite side of the flag, and she gave me the rules. None of these people are supposed to do what, Ryan?
Engage with any player, home or away.
Give it a listen.
Here's Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, I've never been a part of something like that. He was talking junk to our players, giving them the throat slash sign. And you're trying to de-escalate it, and then he gets in my face. So I thought it was pretty unsportsmanlike. Like, I've never seen that. I've been on many fields, and usually they police that much better. I thought it was an arrogant fan that, wanted to get in part of the action, and just I would like to see security or something step in there and get him out of there.
Listen, I love the fans.
Yes.
You cannot do that if you're a fan on the field. Anybody that's ever been on a field before with a press pass or any other pass knows where you can stand, how you can stand, who you can talk to, who you can't talk to. I talked to somebody earlier, or somebody texted earlier, that they were a flag bearer. The rules are so explicitly clear before you step foot on that field. It can't happen. It can't happen. And good that we didn't have another Malice at the Palace situation, seriously, that would have marred that. But that just cannot happen. The fan was wrong. I understand that we ask these coaches and players to be better and not engage themselves. I understand that. But if you're the fan, you can't do that.
This ain't about the fan, though. I can care less about what the fan does. This is about the head coach.
Thank you.
This is about what Maz just said. The Detroit Lions are in Matt LaFleur's head. This is before the game. And he's already worried about the fans. So what the fan says? Your job is, you know how much money Matt LaFleur makes? You know how untouchable he is in terms of in this space, he or Dan Campbell? Your job is to go over to one of these troopers, one of these cops, or somebody. Hey, look, got a guy right here, man. Get him out of here. And keep it going about your business. Keep going on what you're about to get ready for. Get ready for your game plan against the Lions. How about you do that? Because you didn't look too good in the first two possessions. So the fans, you can't do that, and they'll find a way to rectify that. But this is more about Matt LaFleur's. He's so worried about the Lions that he's engaging with the fan before the game. He engaged for a very long time. It wasn't like a quick, yo, who is this guy? Get this guy out of here. It was like, yo, who's this guy? What's going on? F you. What's going on? Oh, my God. Let me talk to you. Yo, what's going on? Let me stay right here next to this guy. Matt LaFleur's, come on. Worry about the Lions and what Dan Campbell is going to do. Not what this flag bearer is doing, which definitely you can't do. But the bigger thing is he allowed, you're right.
It worked.
He allowed his stuff to stay that engaged. Maybe that's why they sucked the first series.
All that said, that person will be on the heavyweights at 5 o'clock.
5 to 7, baby. Tune in.
Easy and Spencer have booked that fan. The flag guy. We had flag guy on the other day, Jason Avant. They got their own brand of flag guy on. 5 o'clock with the heavies on Woodward Sports.
There you go. Hey, guys.
Only here on Woodward Sports would you get that fan to do his thing.
We are going to continue on with some Lions talk here. Brian Baldinger breaks down some of the plays from the Lions last night. Also, we've got a top 10. But first, a message from Katie K. KDK Law, dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, other family law issues. Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. 10-plus years of experience, 24/7 availability. That's right. Scan the QR code on your screen or call 248-971-0476. 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. The bad boys from the NFL are here. Your 2024 Detroit Lions are the hardest hitting, highest flying, trickiest playing, grittiest team in the NFL.
A dominant team.
Get all your coverage of your favorite team right here in your favorite network. Woodward Sports.
I wouldn't make it through the show if I did that, man. Grand opening, Soroki. I keep telling you they're popping up all over the place. 2 new locations. Fenton and Harlan. Thursday, December 5th.
Fenton Tigers?
And Thursday, the Fenton Tigers are the very same. And Thursday, the 12th. 4 to 8 both times at both locations. This is what you get a chance to do. If you register there in those times, you register for a chance to win free pizza for a year. Free pizza for a year. I don't know about you. Football season, all these events. Start of something special. It's convenient and it's great because it's Soroki's. Pull up on them. Fenton Thursday, December 5th, and Heartland Thursday, December 12th. Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza.
Are you overdue for a new car? Beat the holiday rush and get an amazing deal from Les Stanford Chevrolet. Right now, a Blazer EV 2LT with all-wheel drive is only $149 per month, or check out the Equinox EV LT for only $169 per month. Get to Les Stanford today, or click on the QR code on the screen and check out our massive inventory. Don't forget, Les Stanford has Cadillac, Buick, GMC as well. Les Stanford in Dearborn and Ferndale. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Together, let's drive.
And And let's
All right.
drive on in to hour number 2 of the program. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazurway, KG, Pete Spivak, along with us.
Hey, we got a nice audience today.
Yeah, I want to thank
Let's get some
everybody
likes.
watching us right now. If you are watching on YouTube, hit that like button for us. Smash that
Help
like
us out,
button
guys.
for us. It helps YouTube push our content out to more people. Over 1,200 live right now. We certainly appreciate all of you, and we understand YouTube is one of those platforms you can watch and listen anytime you want. We absolutely appreciate everybody that does that, especially our live audience. Thanks so much to each and every one of you. We do this weekly. We usually do it on late Mondays or even on Tuesdays. Brian Baldinger breaks down the film. We think this guy breaks down film better than just about anybody going today. So
Anyone that does it copycats him.
Absolutely. So we've got 4 different pieces of video that Baldinger has broke down for us. So let's just start. Baldy breaking down the and I apologize, Brady. Do you have anything before I get to Baldy? Do you want to say anything? I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you. I'm sorry. I should have let you guys speak before we did that.
No, it's all good. I'm excited to hear what Baldy has to say about this game because there's a lot of material that you can break down. I saw some of those things myself, but I want to hear it through his or see it through his lens.
Amen to that. Tom Mazurway?
I'm in.
Good. All right. Brian Baldinger on the Lions opening touchdown.
4 touchdown drives of 70 yards or more. Here's the opening drive. All right, this is a 3-yard touchdown run by David Montgomery. Let's just watch the front side here. All right, because Ragnow, the center's got the tough block. He's got to cut Slayton off right here. So he gets that block, neutralizes him. Now, let's watch the right guard right here and Penei Sewell right here. All right, they do a combo block up to Quay Walker, the middle linebacker. But the key block right here is honestly Tim Patrick. Like Patrick's decision right here. He looks like he's going after McKinney, but he knows he's got tight ends behind him. He comes and he gives his block here on Evan Williams. And now look at this. They've cut the defense in half. All right, the tight ends right here, Laporta along with Zylstra, they handle McDuffie right here and McKinney. So now you watch, even on the backside, okay, you watch right here. Excellent job on the backside cutoffs. So now, honestly, David Montgomery's got an alley that any running back would run through. But the key block right there is Patrick. So you get this alley right here, Montgomery to Keyshawn Nixon, and it's just an alley. It's just an alley walk right there. But it's perfectly executed, like much of the drive.
Probably the most wide open touchdown that Dave Montgomery scored all year. You see the extra effort that he has to give. Man, this is what it means. This is what it means to play physical. This is what it means to have an identity. We're going to run the football. We're going to put a hat on a hat. We're going to get the offensive line to dominate their defensive line. Then when you have your tight ends blocking like that, you have your wide receivers blocking like that. That block on Patrick, what was I talking about 2 weeks ago, man? As I said, I came here and I was raving. That block that he had on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
This guy knows how to play. When you got 10 guys that want to sell out for their teammate, this is what you're going to see. And then Ben Johnson knows ways to draft it up. I cannot wait till we get to that Amon-Ra St. Brown play. I cannot wait till we talk about that. But this is an attitude. The Detroit Lions are an attitude. They want to dominate. They want to impose their will on you. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing there. And this is a good defensive line. Some good players over there. They impose their will a little bit.
Listen, man, that looked like – that was the first touchdown. That hole looked like when a team lets the other team score a touchdown so they can get the ball back.
Right.
That's how wide open that is. That's on the opening possession. Green Bay won the toss, and we all talked about it.
I was just going to say,
we
good
all
job,
talked
Maz.
about it. Hey,
you read my mind.
The crowd is going crazy, but the Lions lost the toss. Usually they win it, and they'll take the ball, and what happens, Ryan?
They score a touchdown.
But the crowd goes what?
The crowd goes silent.
Silent. This time, the crowd was able to celebrate because they scored a touchdown.
It was a much quicker drive.
Yep, it was 5 minutes.
Right.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they took it in, and then the defense did the rest.
Absolutely. I was thinking about that last night as well. You know, I mean, we talked about that for a while yesterday, just the importance of getting the ball and getting the early lead because, you never know if Green Bay gets that ball and you play from behind all night long what the rest of the game looks like. I think plays in the first quarter matter every bit as much as plays in the fourth quarter. It's just the plays in the fourth quarter are the ones that stick with you. They last. But I think playing with the lead for most of the first half, all of the first half, was so important.
And I know that the Green Bay Packers came back and took the lead at some point in that game. They came back and took the lead 28, if you will, or 31 to 24. It doesn't even matter. They came back
28-24.
There you go. They came back and took the lead. But you know what happened in the very first possession? I mean, not very first possession. In the first quarter, they scored. They scored in the opening drive. Scored that touchdown. So now you know what happens to a team that you're like, oh, this team is good. This team is a good offense. When we would go and play teams that have offenses, like when I played against the Colts and Peyton Manning, or we would have to go to Gillette and play against Tom Brady, or you're going to Phillip Rivers and Qualcomm, which is a long time ago in San Diego. When they don't score and they're supposed to be this offensive juggernaut, you're like, okay, maybe that team's not as good. It gives you a sense of, all right, we got this. It gives you a little false. They squashed that right away, what the Detroit Lions did, so it took a lot more for the Green Bay Packers.
I'm going to go out of order on the sheet. I want to go in order in the game, and I believe I have this correct. This is the triple trap double scoop to Gibbs.
With 43 seconds to go in the game, and the score tied 31-31, Dan Campbell elected to go for it right here on 4th and 1. So the first thing you notice is Glasgow steps right there on Jared Goff's foot. So now Jared Goff is off balance, and he can barely get the ball to Montgomery. Barely. But then if you go back and you watch this play, you watch Zylstra here, the fullback. All right? You got Laporta coming in motion with Patrick, and they seal outside. And, of course, they're running right behind Penei Sewell. So Sewell and Zeitler right there, they seal the 5 technique, right? And they push right up to the linebacker. And there's the hole for Montgomery. Like, it can't be any more clear. Jared Goff is looking at it going, man, I hope he makes it. I had to do everything I could to get him the ball, and there's the hole. Like, that's a great hole. That's a hole to go finish the game, run the clock down, and go kick the game-winning field goal. It's a gamble, but they executed it perfectly. And Goff, he had to do everything he could just to get the ball to Montgomery.
So that was the 4th down play, guys. I apologize for that.
Still a hell of a play.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I mean, it could have been a disaster.
Yeah.
An absolute disaster. If that ball popped out somehow and Green Bay picked it up, you have like the old miracle of the Meadowlands of 1979 when Pizarczyk fumbled and Herman Edwards picked it up and ran it in for a touchdown. They could have run that back for a touchdown. It just all seems to work out for the Lions. Am I wrong there saying that even when they mess up, it works? And the thing was wide open for that run from Montgomery. Wide open.
Yeah, it was. The hole was there. You know, you saw the holes, and once again, it goes back to everybody doing their job. The lane was there. Shoot, if there wasn't a little, a second flub up with the handoff, you know how Monty runs. Like, there was room for him to actually maybe do more on that if he didn't have to hesitate to necessarily get the ball. But you got to trust Ben Johnson. You got to trust Dan Campbell when they go for it, because not only do they go for it, they actually call good plays. Like, there's very rare been a time that you've looked up and like, I don't know about that. I can count maybe 2 this year. One happened with Jahmyr Gibbs and one happened in the Rams game. It's about the only 2 I can think of.
Incredible. Now, Pete, let's see. What do we? The triple trap double scoop to Gibbs.
Sounds like ice cream. For 2 years. Triple trap, double scoop. They run it once a game. Watch the triple trap. Laporta with the trap on Brooks. He's a little late. Brooks gets good penetration, 94. All right? You watch Zeitler, inside trap, right there on Kenny Clark. Then you watch Glasgow right here. Trap on the outside. But then the double scoop is the key. Skipper with the scoop, along with Ragnow with the scoop. You got the triple trap, but you need the double scoop. You need them all. Now you get the triple trap, double scoop. Oh, and you hand it off to Gibbs. And you just let him just like turn the corner, like a fine European sports car right there, or maybe a Ford Motor sports car, whatever, the Camry maybe. Triple trap, double scoop. It's a great play. The Lions have been running it better than anybody.
That guy.
First of all,
Ford Camry. Baldy. I love Baldy, but he should stick to sports and not cars.
First of all, this is the Motor City, man. That would have been a 58 Mustang, Shelby GT, as they like to call it. Man. It's just, just putting that out there. But, man, this is funny. You always talk about, look, this is where the Lions are. Like, it just works. Did you see the linebacker that blitzed on that play or the safety? Like, legitimately.
He almost ran by him.
Nobody picked him up on that play.
Well, it was a late hit by Laporta. It was late.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you got to watch the play again.
Okay.
You got to watch the play again. Somebody came through untouched, but they were worried about something else, and they missed Jahmyr Gibbs. They ran right by Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, it's so great.
Or did Gibbs just shake him out of his boots?
No, on the sideline, he took off like a fine European car. His ball just.
All right, last one for you guys. This is Baldy talking about Goff and Tim Patrick outsmarting the Packers defense.
Great play by division rivals who know each other really well. Keyshawn Nixon right here is telling Eric Wilson to get over here. Get over here. And, oh, by the way, when you get here, we're going to banjo this play right here. They know the play that's coming. It's going to be a pick or a rub here by Patrick. And they want to get Amon-Ra in the flat. I mean, that's the play. Now, because Nixon knows it's coming, he banjos it with Wilson. They exchange assignments. So now Keyshawn's right up here on 4th and 3 now. Like, he'll give him the catch. He's just going to make the tackle. Now, the key is Patrick. He does what he's supposed to do. He gives a nice rub right there on Wilson. But it's like the pick and roll. He stays alive. And Goff gets him the ball. Goff reads it perfectly. The Packers know the play. They know exactly what's coming. You can see Nixon's down here. Let's go. E-Dub, let's get over here. We're going to banjo this right here. I got it. They know what's coming. So now let's watch Patrick. He's going to come and he picks Wilson. But like the old Stockton Malone, let's pick and roll. Stay alive. Goff reads it perfectly. And McKinney can't believe it. They know the play that's coming. They know it. They walked through it. And they still got beat because of the play by Pat.
Now you can see why the Denver Broncos, like, they really were trying to get Tim Patrick back healthy. They really wanted to work with him. This is a good receiver that understands playing this game. This is an elite IQ level. Not only did he get the pick, but he didn't make it look like a pick. So he didn't get called for a penalty, if you will. The way he ran that, it's an organic route, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get up here, and I'm trying to turn my body around, and it's a bang-bang pass. That's all it looks like, because that's what it really is. But he throws his little block out there, but he did it in such a way, and Jared Goff made a throw. Like, they trust Tim Patrick in the red zone. And this is a great, great weapon for them in the red zone, because also you look at, he's a taller wide receiver. So you see him working them out of the back end lines where you have some throws where you can put them high. A lot of your receivers, you got to put those throws maybe a little lower or right on them. Tim Patrick has a little bit more of a wingspan. You can put passes a little higher, and he'll have an opportunity to catch him. They're really starting to catch their vibe with him.
Was that a 4th down?
It was.
That was. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Was that really supposed to be for him, or was that supposed to go to Saint?
It's an option play.
Right.
So whoever has the leverage.
That decision so quick?
You're trying to get the leverage, because you can see, like, what's the name pushed over, like you said. The cornerback pushed over, said he banjoed it. Yeah. So he kind of went with Amon-Ra already. So even though there was a little bit there, he would have been tackled.
Yeah.
Whereas Tim was able to get in the end zone, and so you had a guy in the end zone.
How does that team feel after that play?
At the 2.
How does that team feel after that play? The Packers.
Dejected.
When they called it, they knew it.
And that's not they did it again. They did it with Jahmyr.
Yeah.
Oh, that was before the half. Never mind.
If the Lions kick the field goal there to take points before the break,
they lose.
They lose the game. Dan Campbell, man.
Yeah, Green Bay scored in the first drive of the second half.
First 2. Touchdown, pick, touchdown.
They scored 4 out of 6 in the second half.
That's right. All right, guys, break time. When we come back, it is a Top 10 Friday. A Top 10 Thursday on Friday.
There you go.
We'll have that for you coming up next. But first, a message from us here at Woodward Sports.
That's right, everybody. You can join us here at Woodward Sports for every Lions game day on Sunday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. You can join Matt Broder and Terry Foster for Woodward and Maine as they preview the upcoming Lions game. Again, 8 to 9 every Lions game day. And then following them is the Lions pregame show every Lions game day with Sean Baligian and Neil Rule, also myself and JB Smooth. And all of these shows are brought to you by the New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 1800 Tequila, and this is the greatest Detroit Lions pregame show in all of Metro Detroit. We are live for the home games from the second best bar, and we're live here from the studio during the away games. Next game will be at home. We will be at second best bar on December 15th. And also don't forget, you can fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com, choose your favorite roast, use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awaken and wine, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. We'll be right back.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Well, everybody, you got to scan this QR code above my head and head to Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, and get yourself a brand new Caesars Sportsbook account, because if you do, and you use the code word right over there, the other side there, Woodward 1000, you know where it is. Use that code word with your brand new account, deposit at least $20, and make your first bet of at least $20 or more. And if that first bet happens to lose, it won't, but if it happens to lose, you get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000. Again, scan the QR code, use the code word, and get yourself that brand new sportsbook account. And then take your winnings to shop.woodwardsports.com, and you can get yourself some of the latest and the greatest Detroit sports merch. Get your Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, and Pistons gear. All the best gear around, guaranteed to turn heads. Also, the Black Friday sale still in session. Use the code word WSN10 at shop.woodwardsports.com. Get some gear.
I just bought some Christmas gifts from Woodward Sports.
Yeah? That's great stuff.
Yep,
They
they're on their way.
Great gifts.
They're on their way over. Everyone wants them.
I know it.
Everyone wants them.
Is that right?
Great stuff.
I bring them to Jersey with me. I bring them to my friends here.
That's awesome.
And they're not expensive.
And it's very comfortable clothes too, with a good fit. I am very particular about the kind of fit. I love my fit.
Remember your little green pullover, your black pullover?
I have it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll buy you something.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I got a guy. I know a guy that, where I could get my own stuff. Thanks, man. You keep your money. Hey, Braylon Edwards, it is a Top 10 Thursday on Friday this week because of the Lions game yesterday. We moved this segment. So what do you got for us, bud?
You know, it's Friday, so we won't do necessarily a top 10. Just having some fun. You know, you're exploring the option right now. The Lions going 16-1. That's what the goal is, right? Lions one loss on the season to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They win last night. Green Bay 11 in a row they have had now. So I was like, who else was gone with one loss in the season? And what did that record look like? So this isn't necessarily a top 10. This is just the teams that have had one loss and what their record was in the postseason. 2015, we all remember that year. I'll start with that one,
This
man.
is great.
I'll let you do 85, man. 2015, the Panthers led by MVP Super Cam. You know what it was. They won every game except one. They were exciting. They had the MVP, which was Cam. But in that Super Bowl, man, it came up a little short because everybody knows the questionable play and Cam not going for the fumble. So 15-1. But they lost the Super Bowl and they had the MVP. 1985, man.
That still haunts him, man. He
does.
says it.
He
says it. Wish he could go
franchise.
back.
They ain't been the same since.
And they lost to Jake Delhomme against the Brady Patriots. They should have won that game.
That was when Vinatieri was born.
Should have won that game.
1985, Tom Mazaway. The Bears 15-1.
Oh,
what happened that year?
All right. Well, they're supposedly known as the greatest defense of all time, but the one loss came on a Monday Night Football game against the Miami Dolphins. And, of course, the Dolphins carry that 1972 moniker of the only undefeated team that went all the way, 17-0, and won a Super Bowl. So the Dolphins beat them that night. Dan Marino out-dueled them, and they won that game. But the Bears in the playoffs shut out the Giants, shut out the Rams, and basically punched the lights out of Tony Eason and the Patriots. The only downside of that game, they didn't give the ball to Walter Payton at the goal line. They gave it to the refrigerator instead. But both coaches carried off that year. Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka.
Ryan, this one's for you and KG. 2011. Now, this is kind of what started the Aaron Rodgers, if you will. Like, is he that good? Because he kept getting the places and he couldn't seal the door like he did in 2010. Packers, 15-1. Coming off a Super Bowl. Ryan, they lost in the divisional.
Incredible stuff, right? I mean, that's you go 15-1 and don't make it to the Super Bowl. This is well, actually, there's two people on this list. Well, more than that. But I would think 15-1, you'd at least want to get to a conference championship. This is the only team that didn't make it to a conference championship that has one loss in this league.
This is what I remember about that. You had Jordy Nelson, James Jones, and I can go on and on and on about the players that they had.
Amon Green.
Like this was there was no excuse for this team to not make it to the conference finals. At least I agree with you on that one, right?
This was the start of Aaron Rodgers' playoff failures.
Yeah,
right there.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree. Okay, I'll talk about this one. Pete, you pick the next one that you want to cover. 1998.
Oh.
My favorite team.
I was at the
that
Super Bowl.
time, and my favorite player of all time. Jerry Rice is the greatest receiver of all time. Randy Moss is my favorite player of all time. Oh, my God. That was a season to remember. I had both jerseys. I had the yellow one and the purple one. Was riding high on the Vikings, who should have not had Randy Moss in the first place. He should have been Detroit Lions. Neither here nor there. And in this game, the Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Bird.
Yep.
You remember the dance? You remember? I hated the Dirty Birds, and I lived in Atlanta. I did not like Jamal Anderson. I wasn't a big fan of that particular Falcons team. You get to the end of the game, the announcer sets it up. Gary Anderson, who hasn't missed a field goal all year long. Whenever they do that, Maz, the jinx is in.
Yep.
The kicker will miss. Gary Anderson missed his first field goal of the year. It goes overtime. And the oldest man that ever played in the NFL, Morton Anderson, makes the field goal. Like, when you talk about crush, that might be the first win where I went to school on Monday with my head down. I had nothing to say.
There's nothing left, Bray, huh?
And then, of course, they lost to John Elway and the Broncos. John Elway's first Super Bowl win that year.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Pete, what on here do you remember? 84, the 49ers, the Steelers in 04?
I tell you what, Bray, I got a good one for you. The 2004 Steelers. We'll just continue on to Jerome Bettis, and he was coming towards the end of his career. Obviously, it was 2006. He got the Super Bowl, but 2004 in that season was absolutely spectacular for the Steelers. What about the who was the receivers? The Plaxico Burress and Hines Ward. I mean, what a receiver
Plaxico,
combination.
Hines.
Yeah,
Antoine
Plaxico,
Randall.
I mean, Antoine Randall.
Antoine
That's
Randall
right.
was
And
on
he's
that
the
team.
coach of the Lions.
Yeah.
Absolutely, wide receivers coach. So, I mean, the 2004 Steelers, who ended up, I think they lost to New England in the divisional round matchup for that season. But that team, the 2004 Steelers, I really thought that they were going to beat New England that year, Bray. And that's a good one for me that I remember.
49ers in 84, they went 15-1. They won the Super Bowl. The Raiders of 76, 13-1, and they won the Super Bowl.
Wild card team.
100%. It gets us to this. This is what the question is initially. Quest to 16-1. Two teams right now only have one loss. One is the Chiefs, who play Sunday. One is the Lions, who already played at 12-1. Ryan, do the Chiefs have a legit chance to go 16-1? I'll start with that.
I don't believe they do.
No.
Okay. Now, as long as you got Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback and Andy Reid as your head coach, you've got a chance to win those games. But if you look at Kansas City, home against the Chargers, they always play them tough.
Yeah.
At the Browns, home against the Texans, and then at Pittsburgh, at Denver. Denver owes them a little get back. I mean, that is a tough schedule. You are facing 4 of your next 5 games are against playoff teams. And that is a difficult road ahead. 4 of the next 5 against playoff teams, and 2 of those games on the road.
KG, I'm going to ask you in a different way.
Okay.
Who has the better chance between the Chiefs and the Lions to go 16-1?
Oh, definitely Lions. I mean, they got an easier schedule down the stretch.
Don't sleep on the Bills and the Vikings.
No, not at all. But, I mean, what we've seen from this Lions team, it's hard to bet against them at this point. It just seems like nothing gets in their way. But if you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, their brand of football, they are barely escaping against the lower teams. I mean, they almost lost to Aiden McConnell this past week. Brock Bowers almost single-handedly took them out. You got to think that they'll lose either the Browns game, the Chargers game, or that second Broncos game.
Pete, Detroit Lions, why will they not lose? Because I know where you're at on that. Why will they not lose?
Why will they not lose?
Why will they not lose? Because I know you got the Lions over the Chiefs.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is the Lions' year. Everything is working for the Lions. Look at what they did, obviously, last night with coming back from all those injuries and still having a dominant performance against probably, your toughest divisional opponent. I mean, I still rank Green Bay over the Vikings, records aside, but I think that's why the Lions are going to succeed, and actually, they're going to make your list here, Bray, eventually.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Please, no dumb questions.
Well, I don't know if this is a dumb question. I think it's a good question. Lions lose week 2 to Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Is that the best thing that could have happened for this team?
Maybe.
And the reason I say that is because they probably should have won that game.
Oh, they should have.
Can you imagine how much it's like any other narrative you throw out with this team, but how much pressure these guys would feel right now if they were unbeaten.
I never thought of that.
Right now, if they were unbeaten right now with all of these injuries, how much pressure goes in to each game when right now, I mean, you're basically just trying to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, get the first round bye, and win the Super Bowl. That's what you're focused on, not some thing. And I don't want to say it's meaningless, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it is meaningless.
When you're trying to be perfect, you're press. You press anyway, like you press, except good teams, which the Lions don't seem to press. But when you're pressing, you see the change. Maz, look at the Eagles. Look at the Green Bay Packers last night. How many times did Kraft double catch a pass? How many times did you see Christian Watson double catch a pass? That's because they're worried about other factors. They're worried about Kirby Joseph. They're worried about making a play so that they can talk stuff to Kirby Joseph and the Lions. Christian Watson also did what in that game?
Fumble.
Because they're pressing.
Got to punch
Because in order to beat the Lions, you got to be what? Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, you're absolutely right. When you're trying to be perfect, ish happens.
No doubt. No doubt about it.
100%. Tom Mazaway, you can chime in any way in which you want to. Are the Chiefs, do they have a chance? Lions, I know you're not betting against again this season. And is this a look at the Super Bowl preview?
It's either this or it's the Bills against the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Ravens will have it at the end. I just don't. I think next Sunday's game, 4:30 on the I think CBS has that game. Is going to be the Super Bowl preview. And I take it back to, I think, 2017 or something like that when the Giants and Patriots played, one of the late games. And, of course, that was the Super Bowl at the end of the year as well. Giants lost that game at home, by the way.
Giants
Giants lost that game at home. and then as a wild card team, beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl and stop them from being, what was it, 18-0, 19-0?
David Tyree.
Yep.
It's funny. That's why I didn't put what's the name up there, because they had that The Patriots.
That's right.
They had an O.
Perfect. That's right. So anything could happen, but I think it's between those three teams.
I agree. It's something about the Bills. The more I watch, I like what Josh Allen is doing.
Yeah,
he
he's
deserves,
really peaking.
He deserves for everybody to change their opinion on him if it was a bad one. But I still don't trust Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
He got no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Are you good?
I'm actually good.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Dr. Jeff Pierce will join us. But first, a message from us here at Woodward Sports.
Hey, and it's the New Holland Brewing Company post-game show and watch party. And shout out to everybody that tapped in last night. We had a great time. And you know the Lions, they keep winning, man. So you want to get the best Lions coverage in the city, and you can do that here at the New Holland Brewing Company watch party with the heavyweights normally, and the post-game show with Stick and Anton. And all of this is brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Taller, your local long drink, 1800 Tequila, Soroki's, and Sabbath Coffee. And Taller, hey, Taller, the new Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company, and it is shoulders above the rest. And listen, y'all, I tell y'all where y'all can get it. You can get it at any Meyer, you can get it at any Total Wine in the state, but all natural ingredients, small batch gin, and 100% grapefruit for a fresh and delicious flavor. Anybody that's tried them, they come and tell us that this is an absolutely great drink, and they thank us for putting them on. So go get yourself some. It is New Holland by Taller by New Holland.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Any Lady Jane's haircuts for men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
If you want to know where the best Lions pregame show is going to be on Sunday, December 15th, when we host the Bills, it's going to be at the second best bar located at 42 Watson Street in downtown Detroit for the ultimate fan experience. Enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show only at the second best bar. Come get some.
All right, guys. It's that time of the year. It's the Salvation Army Red Kettle Drive, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The Salvation Army of Metro Detroit's 2024 Red Kettle. The Christmas campaign fundraising goal, $7 million, and we need you guys. Your contributions will help provide love beyond Christmas to individuals in need of food, shelter, and compassion. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to donate.sagreatlakes.org to donate. Pete, myself, Kool-Aid, and Chase, we're all going to be at the Hollywood Market in Troy tomorrow. Coolidge and Maple at 10 a.m. We're going to be there till noon, ringing the bell. Come and see us.
Great stuff, and welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. Time now to check in with Dr. Jeff Pierce, our WSN injury insider. So much going on. You know, we talk about those 13 Detroit Lion players that are on IR, and then 3 more were out last night, and then Aleem McNeil goes out with a head injury. I mean, there is absolutely so much to talk to.
Second half.
That's right. Michigan Sports and Spine, Dr. Jeff Pierce. How are you, Doc?
Hey, Doc.
Hello, Doc.
Oh, Doc.
Go on once.
Doc.
Twice.
Hold on.
All right, we'll take you off the screen, Doc. Very good.
Let us know. Start
Let
talking,
us know.
Doc, and we'll know you
when
can
you
hear
start
us.
talking.
When you start talking.
I thought I heard
Doc was in something
Yeah, you
European.
can hear
He was in one of those European cars.
You're right.
Is he in an Uber?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't think so, but the sun is
level.
shining wherever he is.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
think
good
he's in
stuff.
Ohio.
Absolutely.
The sun don't shine in Ohio.
I'll let you know when he calls back.
All right, thanks so much. Maz, in the meantime, you want to go through some of these college games?
Yeah, tomorrow, guys. It's the Big Ten Championship. It's Oregon and Penn State. Penn State's getting 3.5. It's going to be in Indianapolis tomorrow night. Who do you guys like in this game real quick? We'll start with you, Rye.
I really don't have an opinion on this. To me, James Franklin shrinks in every game
So
that
far.
he's ever played.
So
Every
far.
big game he's ever played, James Franklin shrinks. And I just don't know still. I think Oregon's the best team in the country. I think I don't know if they're not going to win the national championship.
I don't
Oregon
think
will
so.
not. I think Notre Dame is going to actually.
I like
be
Texas.
honest with you.
The,
That's fine.
the winner of the 4 o'clock game tomorrow is going to win that
Texas,
championship.
Georgia.
Who did I tell you before the season was going to win it all?
You said Texas.
Oh, Texas.
I said Texas after they beat Michigan, and I was at that game.
Yeah.
I stuck with them. I know they've been ups and downs.
I stuck with
But
Texas.
Penn State or Oregon tomorrow?
Oregon. It's not even close. No, the only thing that I could give you in this game is that James Franklin has won there before. They beat Wisconsin in a shootout and got to the Rose Bowl. But this ain't Saquon Barkley, and this ain't that Penn State team.
Right.
And I use ain't for a fact. It's going to be Oregon.
And then, of course, we have the SEC game, which is at 4 o'clock, Georgia and Texas from Atlanta. Look what this is, guys.
This won't be close.
Is what they're selling tomorrow.
What is
It
that?
is
Chris,
a rack
what
of
that
ribs with Ritz crackers, scallions, and kettle chips, all
Affordable,
crushed
too.
in. And they're selling it for $30 tomorrow at the game.
Oh
Look,
my
look at that
gosh,
thing.
That's affordable.
Not bad.
Look at that thing.
Incredible.
But that game,
Beautiful,
that game
gorgeous.
is something to tune in for.
Texas is going to win, and the best thing that can happen for Texas is Georgia beat the you-know-what out of them in Georgia. Like Georgia beat up on Texas, so they got the whole season to think about that. And Texas has stayed the same, gotten a little better.
Yep.
Georgia is definitely not the same team.
Incredible stuff. All right, do we have Dr. Pierce? We'll
Yes.
check back in with him. Dr. Pierce, are you with us?
Doc.
Hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Doc. We
I
got
can
you.
hear you now. Good job,
Good
Doc.
man.
How you doing, buddy? Where are
Sorry,
you?
I'm in the middle of Ohio somewhere,
Oh,
but I'm
my
at
God.
the Armstrong Air Museum.
Wow.
Is it Range Rover? You know I know my cars now. I don't know.
You can see the phone.
See, man.
there.
Oh, it's the NASA.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's great. Hey,
Good old Ohio.
I,
Good
don't,
for
I
nothing.
never surprise you guys, do I?
it's great. Hey, Doc, let me start because we're running short on time here. I want to make sure I get everything in.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson, and again, the report last night, you had talked about this on Big D Energy. Report last night on Amazon Prime, he is ahead of schedule. What does that mean, really?
What are you talking about? They get that information from me.
They
I'm
probably
right.
did. They probably did.
No, what does it mean? It's like what we talked about right after the injury, is that there's a process. There's a process to the surgery itself. That went perfect. He was in Baylor. He was at a great facility to have the surgery done. He's got a great team around him. Everything's ahead of schedule. He's not having any setbacks that we can see. You know, we talk about infection. We talk about excess swelling. We talk about non-healing. I mean, he's already applying pressure. I mean, that video that we have of him, I don't know if you guys have it,
We have it. Here it is.
Airport without assist.
Here it is.
I mean,
you could talk over.
I mean, one to surprise. I mean, look at him. The guy, Hutchinson's amazing. He's making that kid's life right there, and that's what he finds important. He's not worried about his injury. I mean, he's just a good soul. But what I want to pick out of it, he's walking through the airport without any assistance. Granted, he's probably using his suitcase as a little bit of a crutch, which I strongly agree with. But he's getting close to a normal gait. And when he can get to that normal gait, that means we can get back to like the firing patterns, how the muscles are developing, like we've talked before. You know, there's small twitch fibers, there's fast twitch, there's muscle building. There's what we call proprioception, where you understand where your foot is in space, how you're hitting the ground, how you're touching. He's got to teach himself all that stuff again and get back to that elite level that he's striving for.
Without knowing the severity of what Aleem McNeil's head injury is, how benefiting is 10 days off before the next game? They
said it wasn't a concussion. What does that mean?
A head injury, not a concussion.
Yeah.
Head injury. It could be neck too, really.
Right, and I thought it was funny when the commentators said it live, and they're like, what's the difference? And there is a difference. We're so in concussion mode, especially for football. I mean, you're right. It could be the neck. It could be, above the eye. A head injury means there's a contusion to the head, but his consciousness didn't change. He didn't not get knocked out. He had an injury or like a whiplash, injury also, which is part of the head. But we're ruling out concussion, which means he probably didn't go out. He didn't have that woozy phase where he was about to fall. He just had like a contusion to the skull even. I mean, you have the helmet, but again, is it neck? Is it skull? Is it the frontal lobes, which means above and below your eyeballs? It can be any of that stuff. But he's not put. I think they did say he's on IR, isn't he?
I don't believe Aleem McNeil was put on IR last night. I don't believe that, unless I just did not see it, which could be the case. I just didn't see it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I don't know, but if it isn't, then it's less likely a concussion, and it's let's see what happens by Monday type of thing.
Taylor Decker, knee injury. He has not played in a couple of weeks, but again, without knowing the severity of it, Dan Campbell did say this week that it was really up against it whether or not he could play. So we assume 10 days from now, Decker will be able to be good to go.
Yeah, I think that's another great decision. What the Lions training staff's doing is like, we don't need him right now. We got guys that are stepping up. I mean, Decker may be feeling like, oh my God, if I don't get back on the field, I'm going to lose my position. I don't think that's what Campbell's given to him or the coaching staff. I think we have a luxury right now that let him heal. We're making a run for the Super Bowl. I need this guy 100% by then. I think that's some of the decision making, and I totally agree with that. Let this guy heal. We don't need him at 80% right now. Let's get him to 100 because we're going for the Super Bowl. So I think that's really what's behind that.
Doc, do me a favor since you're in Ohio. Tell them Brother Never said go blue.
Oh my gosh.
The whole state.
I'm doing the whole state. Listen, funny story. The person I interviewed today, she was all excited because her husband, the whole family's all about Columbus, and he's the only U of M fan. And he knew about you, Braylon, in the show, so they wanted to do a shout out. But he sat there with like 20 people. He's the only Michigan fan. I go, well, he's the only one celebrating for the last 4 years, I guess.
And I appreciate that. No, it is, man. It's a rivalry that, to my core, I hate the state of Ohio. So,
hey, Doc, sorry, Brian, I didn't mean to cut you off. Doc, what'd you think of last night's win? Were you nervous? Did you like the fourth down calls? Honestly, 4 out of 5, they went on fourth down. They made it, and you saw the last play when he gets his foot stepped on, almost fumbles the ball, gives it to Montgomery, and they salt the game away. What was your thought?
My thought is us as Lions fans for 50-plus years, we were always on the other side of that luck. I think we can honestly say we're getting our payback pretty good this year. I
No
mean,
doubt.
As far as this play calling, you gotta be on the other side of the 50 when you're going 4th and 1. When he did it on our side of the 50, with the game as close as it is, I mean, I get it. We compliment him if he did it, but there's got to be some logic. At the end, I understand the logic, and we're going to go for a tie in our home field if worst comes to worst. But Love, they were putting up points pretty quick.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, the end result is we came out ahead. He looks like a crazy god right now, and I think the chips are falling in our favor. I just hopefully don't run out before the end of the year.
Amen. Hey, Doc, thanks so much, man. We appreciate it. We'll see you in the studio next week. Check out Dr. Pierce
All right,
on
Doc.
Big D Energy and right
See you,
here
Doc.
on the Ermanni and Edwards with Maz program. Check him out, MichiganSportsInSpine.com. Braylon, take it away.
100%. Hey, all right, look, let's last 5 minutes of showtime. Mazway, time to set up the picks.
All righty.
Which you look at KG's ahead. You know what to do, Maz.
I do. Ryan, you send me in your picks, okay? Ryan's got to run. Here we go. Let's lead it off with KG with 55. I've got 49. Ryan's got 46. Braylon, 42. And
Over
Pete's got
500.
39. Let's start. Pretty good slate. 7 games. Let's get rolling. Let's start off with the old AFC East battle. The Jets at the Dolphins. The magic number is up there, guys.
It is.
Dolphins 5.5. The Jets just announced today that Breece Hall is very doubtful to play in that game. There's also another Sauce Gardner doubtful to play in that game. That going to go. So those two guys doubtful to play, Bray. I'm going to you first, Jets.
You couldn't pay me to pick my former team, man. Give
Okay.
me the Dolphins, man. This isn't the setup for me. Give me the Dolphins.
All right, Pete.
Tell you what, I'm going to take the Dolphins as well, Maz. I have no confidence in the Jets right now.
KG.
I don't give a damn about that magic number. Dolphins in a landslide.
Me too. Give me the Finns. Jets are that boat has sailed. All right, here we go. Number 2, Falcons lost 3 in a row.
That's a good one
at
right
the
here.
Vikings, who have what they're doing. They're 1 game behind the Lions, 1.5 if you count the win. Vikings are laying 5.5 at home. There's that magic number again. Pete.
Tell you what, revenge game for Kirk Cousins. Give me the Falcons, even though they're on a 3-game losing streak.
Kenny.
Now I'm riding with the magic number. Give me the Falcons. Kirk Chain's revenge game.
I'm going to do it as well. I don't know why I'm picking against the Vikings.
That's
You know
right.
how I feel about them.
I feel
But
you.
I think Kirk Cousins wins this game and gives the Lions a little breathing room. Braylon.
Skull!
Yeah, I knew that. I would have bet my life on that bet.
Yeah.
Here we go. The Browns at the Steelers.
Ooh, another good one.
The Steelers are 6.5 at home. Kenny.
Oh, I can't go against Jameis Winston right now. I can't do it, man. Give me the Browns to
Browns
cover,
plus
man.
6.5.
Give me the Browns to cover, man.
Give me America's quarterback to cover, baby.
Yeah,
he might throw a couple touchdown passes to the other team, but he's
He's
going to be throwing
ordained.
and firing it up. I'll take the points.
He's ordained.
Okay, Braylon.
I'm taking the Browns, and I think it's going to be a money line game. Wow,
You think they win?
100%.
Money line?
Listen, what did I tell you last week? I am sick and tired of picking against the Steelers and them sticking it to me. They'll stick it to me again. So I'm taking the Steelers.
I'm not
and
mad
I
at
hope they stick it to me. I hope the Browns beat them.
Now, you know what? I'm going to go with Steelers.
You sure that's a touchdown spread? You sure?
6.5?
Yeah, that's a touchdown spread.
Call it now, man.
The Steelers might win, but it's only going to be by a field goal. Like, come on now.
I want to pick the Browns. I want to.
You should.
I'm going to pick the Browns.
Yay!
I'm just taking the Steelers because I said I'm doing what I'm doing.
Craig
I can't pick
stand
against them
up.
anymore. I hate them. All right, here we go. The Seahawks and the Cardinals. 2 NFC West teams that are trying to win the division. The Cardinals are a lukewarm 2.5-point favorite, Kenny.
Hey, my Seahawks have not let me down whenever I picked them. Give me the Sea Chickens, man.
All right, I'm going to go with Seattle. I don't know why. I want to pick the Cardinals,
They
but the
fraudulent.
Seattle has stuck it to me all year. Give me the Seahawks. Pete.
Tell you what, the Cardinals let me down last time in this matchup. I'm going right back on the saddle. I think that Kyler Murray at home
okay.
will
I
get
was
a
about to say.
divisional win against the Sea Chickens.
You got
Bray.
that written down, Bray?
Do it, Bray. Do it.
Why not? I'm going to take
Do
let's
it.
see. Pete has the Sea Chickens. You got
No, he's got the
you
Cardinals.
got the Cards. Both of you guys got
Yeah,
the Sea
we
Chickens.
got Seattle.
Yeah.
Do it, Bray.
You get
Do
last
it.
call. You get dollar pick.
See,
Do
we
it.
got cards for you. I'm gonna go with my guy Pete Spivak, man. I'm gonna join on Pete Spivak, man.
Have fun on the
I'm
losing
gonna
side.
do the Cardinals.
You taking the cardiac
I'm
kids?
gonna take the Cards, man.
All right.
We got them, man.
This is the Fox game of the week. This is their America's game of the week. It's the Bills in L.A. against Matthew Stafford and the Rams. The Rams are a 3.5-point underdog. All right, Braylon, you're leading off this one.
Rams and the Bills. The Rams are getting 3.5.
Yeah.
I really want to take the Rams. I just don't trust it. Give me the Bills.
Kenny.
Bills by a touchdown.
Pete.
Tom, I'm sorry to take my time on this one, but I just all right.
I don't blame you.
I'm down. I'm going to go with the Rams on this one. I got to take.
I want to pick the Rams in the worst way. Are they looking past the Rams to play the Lions?
That's a good question.
Give me the Buffalo.
It's a good
Give
question.
me Buffalo.
So I'm the only one with the Rams.
Yep.
Have fun.
Here we go. 2 more games to go.
Sir.
The Bears with their new coach against the 49ers
What a
out in
trash
Santa Clara.
football game.
The 49ers. Let me double check the
I'll
spread.
go first on this
Hold on.
one.
Let me double check the
You can
spread.
have it.
I think I got the spread wrong. Hold on.
This
Are the
is a
Bears
trash
favorite or the
football
Niners
game
favorite?
right
Let's
here.
see. December.
Bears are
Two desperate teams.
+4 now, Tom. You're correct.
The Bears are getting
The
okay.
Bears are +4. Yes. San Francisco is -4, so actually
wow.
that should be -3.5.
They should be favored in any game.
No, it's 3.5.
It
Then.
should be a 1 point.
Right.
Are the
but yet
49ers
plus.
favored or underdog?
That's all right. I'll change it. -.
The 49ers are favored.
This should be a pick.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears. I'm going with the Bears on this one.
The Bears are my best bet of the week.
Money line.
There,
Yep.
it's been changed, Tommy.
Bears are my best bet of the week. I'll take the Bears. Kenny.
I'll go out on a limb. Give me the Niners, man. I'm not confident in that, though.
That's a limb.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
You going 49ers?
They're the home
Yeah.
team.
I get that, but they
Yeah.
are down a lot of pieces. They shouldn't be favored in any game the rest of the year. This should be a pick 'em.
It is the Bears, you know.
I hear you, but
Who you got?
Niners, man.
Pete.
Niners?
Unfortunately,
Pete, you're up.
I know
Last one.
everybody picking the Bears.
I tell you what, I'm going to take the Bears on this one, even though I've declared war on Caleb Williams. I'm still going
Dollar
to take the
bid,
Bears
baby.
and the points.
I made my living off the dollar bid.
And the final game, it's the Sunday night game. It's the Fighting Harbaughs of L.A., the Chargers at Arrowhead. Will it be snowing? Kansas City favored by 4. AFC West battle, Kenny.
I'm picking against the Chiefs the rest of the year because they gonna drop one of these.
They're the
games.
worst team against the spread, by the way.
Yes,
One
they
of the
are.
worst teams against the spread.
Give me the fighting Harbaughs, man.
Okay.
The fighting Jimmies.
Pete.
Well, you answered my question, Tom. They're the worst against the spread, so give me the Chargers and the points, sir.
I'm going to let Braylon go last so he can have the dollar pick. I'm going to take the Chargers as well. So there you go.
Chiefs
You can
gonna
have
win.
the
Come
Chiefs,
on.
Braylon, because I
Chiefs
know you're
gonna win.
taking them.
I hate you. You know you want to. Just gotta take your boy.
To beat the man.
Take your boy.
All right.
You gotta beat the man.
There he is.
I'm going with the Chiefs
So
and Patrick
predictable.
Mahomes. For the dollar bid, baby.
Predictable.
All right, put them in the books.
I'll give you Ryan's picks later, guys, but I'll fill it in for you. That's around the NFL.
I like it. It's another
How
strong
about
week
it,
for
baby?
your boy. Another strong
How about
week.
this one before we leave?
Okay.
I want to say prayers out for Randy Moss. Randy Moss is stepping away from ESPN for health concerns. He went on last week on NFL Countdown, and he spoke very softly and very gallantly that he's got a battle going on, and he's gonna take his time and do it while he is stepping away for an indefinite period. Everyone on ESPN, obviously, everyone that loves football and loves Randy Moss, and I love him on TV, by the way. I think he's great. I love Get Mossed. I love everything about it. I miss him on Monday nights, by the way. Our prayers go out for Randy Moss, that he gets well, and anything else in his family that gets taken care of. So I just wanted to put that out there so we can go and all say a prayer for Randy Moss.
Big prayers. That's
God
my
bless
favorite
Randy Moss.
receiver of all
100%.
time.
Yeah, he and Barry Sanders' favorite players. I play receiver, so obviously. And also, you saw I was with the camp with him, the Calvin Johnson camp. Look, we appreciate you guys for tuning to the network. We appreciate you for tuning in to Ermanni Networks with Maz. Man, we appreciate you for listening. We got KGP Spivak.
Sir.
We do all this for you. And all we get is the Detroit Lions winning.
Victory Friday, baby.
Victory Friday, man. Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your Sunday. You don't got to
100%
worry.
Enjoy your Sunday, man. And be kind to people, man. Say your prayers.
Amen.
See you later, man. Monday night.